Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com, and I'm going to tell you kind of a funny story. But before I tell you the story, I want to tell you I grew up, late. I was at the end of John Wayne, but he was my hero. I really admired him. He was a real nice person. And he always stood for right. And the numbers didn't matter to him. He would do what he had to do. It didn't matter how many people there were that he had to go up against. And he had no fear. He was brave. And I admired that. I really thought that was really good. And he was polite and real pleasant, well-mannered. I don't know. He got everything to be a good Marine, but he wasn't a Marine. But anyway, he could have been. And but that's what I really liked about him. And so that he really did play a big part of my life. So you can imagine the shock when I went to Vietnam. You know what I mean? War is, you can't put war on a movie and come close to the realism of what it is. But anyway, I want to tell you this story. What happened to me over the weekend? It's funny. In the United States, the United States is so big, they're so spread out, everybody stays in their own little world, they don't get out very much, so they don't see a lot of violent acts and stuff like that, so it's so when they do see something, a little thing, they get all upset and make a big deal about it, somebody got shot, let's take away the guns, this kind of crap. They just, they can't understand that violence is human nature. And they don't understand that, anyway, my God gave me the responsibility to protect me. And as I get older and a little wiser, I have to watch out, because there is the weak, and the strong do have a responsibility over the weak. So I do find myself watching for other people, such as the convenience store robbery I was in and this type of stuff. But the thing is, I'm aware of violent acts. Every place I'm at, I'm always aware of it. And don't think there's more of it, it's because I'm in a third world. Because I've been in more shootings, more physical fights in the United States than I have down here. And so don't think it's just a third world country kind of thing. But anyway, I am aware of my surroundings. I watch what's going on, and so anyway, over the weekend, it was funny because I had a date, and so I was taking this girl to a park, and the park is way up on top of a mountain, and so it's the windy roads as you're going around the mountain, and there's skinny roads. And so anyway, and it's known, everything down here, they have problems. They know there's seeing they've got gun control, nobody's got guns. They a lot of robberies and this type of stuff. And it's illegal to defend yourself down here. So most people don't even know how to fight. So even a physical robbery, somebody just just demanding your money, people don't have the abilities to fight them off. So I mean, they just, and no guns, so they can't use other methods of defending themselves. So so that's the mentality down here. So here we are going up this mountain, and the road's got a lot of potholes, and so I'm going along maybe 15 miles an hour trying to dodge these potholes, and we're talking and we're enjoying each other's company. And then now this is one thing that I noticed. I have never been assaulted. Let's see, how do I say this? As in a automobile. Now, I've practiced. I try to imagine what it's going to be like and all this kind of stuff. So, and I know what happens. I don't know how many people you ever see in the United States. They find their body in the car somewhere where they committed suicide. Yeah. Sometimes they do, but a lot of times they didn't commit suicide. They were killed in their car. So I'm aware that things happen in a car. So here we are in the middle of nowhere going along this road. And now this was just like the movies. This SUV with tinted windows, blacked out windows, was coming, and it pulled right, just pulled right like that right in front of me. And two doors opened up. And right when they pulled in front of me, I reacted. Well, for one thing, I grabbed my hat, and then the girl was sitting next to me, and I could see my peripheral vision. Right when they turned in front of me, she was in terror. She was so scared, and but like I say, that wasn't no problem there. My problem was what's happening now. And then so then at that same time when she was scared, I pulled out my hat, and then like I say, then they got back in the car, and then they got out of my way. But the thing that was weird is right when that happened, I saw the girl, I looked in my mirror, and I knew I was followed. I knew there was another SUV with blacked out windows behind me, but it was a ways behind me. So, I'm aware of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm paranoid. I'm just aware of it. Well, so I thought that and like I said, it was just like the movies, and it looked just like I'm going to have big time problems. And but like I say, they got back in the car, and then they went on by me. Now when they did, what I did is I reached over like this, covered my arm to cover my head, and then with my hand with my hat, I pushed the girl down, and then I covered her in case there was some shooting, as they went by. And also at that same time, that other SUV was behind us. It came up behind us. Okay, nothing happened. But what it was probably a robbery. That's what it was. The thing was, when they pulled in front of me, I couldn't go around because I had the side of the mountain to go off. So that was the end of that. So, but the thing was, they didn't know that other car was behind me. It's not that we're working together. They didn't know it. So they were going to stop me, but when they saw the other one coming behind me, then that's when they stopped everything, got back in the car, and went on. So it was funny. Well, not really wasn't funny, like ha ha. But what it was, I reacted just perfect. if they would have stayed out of the car, I already had my plans. I knew what I was going to do. And just like I always say, the best defense is a strong and overwhelming offense. And that's what was getting ready to happen. They were getting ready to bite off a whole lot more than they could chew. And now my motivation is probably a little more, or a little different than what most people is. But like I say, I was gonna finish them off right there. And they were thinking that they were the wolves and I was the lamb, but they didn't realize that I was the wolf. So it was pretty funny right there. But the really cool thing was, this girl, right after that happened, man, she just clinched right on to me. And it ended up many times, not only down here, but in the United States, I have drawn a weapon and prepared to use it on a potential bad situation. But it turned out nothing. And that happens to me a lot. Now this time it was the same thing. Nothing happened. But if it wasn't for that other car behind us, it would have happened. And so this gal, she knew instantly. Right when I saw it, she saw it, and she knew we were getting ready to be victimized. That's why she was clinching on to me afterwards. But the weird thing was, the reason she knew this, and the reason she, I say she just went plumb crazy, is 3 years ago, her husband and her were in the same situation. He died. She was a widow that I'm taking at, that I was taking at anyway, at that time. And so she knew exactly what was going on. And she was very thankful. I mean, like I say, she just clinched on to me for the rest of the day. I mean, I couldn't pry her off. So it was nice. It was nice to know that I had the ability and the means and the know-how to do what I had to do, and someone appreciated it. It's funny because my wife of 41 years, I do this all the time. So she expects me to stand up when things are bad. And she expects me to be nice, but when it's time to be mean and nasty, she would step to the side. And she would expect me to do what I have to do to calm the situation. And so in other words, she didn't clinch on to me every time I did the John Wayne thing. But it was nice. It was a good feeling. It was a good feeling to have somebody hold on to me again. I forgot what it was like. And I'm always responsible. I'm responsible to everybody around me. But it was nice to be appreciated. But what I'm saying is, learn, have the means and the abilities to do what you have to do. More than likely, nobody's going to appreciate it. But when the time happens, people will appreciate it. And not everybody can stand up. So, you know, that's why we're back to the man up kind of thing. And I say sometimes the man, you have to stand with other men to man up, because manning up is not easy. And this was a good example. So anyway, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.